I had this epiphany a number of years ago, and it happened kind of as a result of boring myself as I went to prepare people to go on interviews in a job search. And I realized, over and over and over again that my message was the same, is just be pretty clear about what it is you're trying to accomplish, be pretty clear about what it is you want, and then recapitulate that, in different forms and formats throughout the process of the interview. And at the worst case, at the end of the day, at least you've been honest. At least you've told the truth about yourself and as best as you know it. There's a quote that says, "He who lies loudest, who lies to himself." So, I think it's very, very important that you understand what you're about at this moment. I've had some conversations with people who say, well, I don't really know where I want to go, and that's more than fair, certainly. So if all you have to quantify is today, then you have today to quantify. But be very, very clear about what it is you know about yourself. And if you're not clear about what you want moving forward, then that's a fair statement to make in an interview as well. Again, the worst thing you could do is not be truthful. When I was 18 years old, I knew that I wanted to coach basketball. I knew it like I knew my name. It's the only thing I ever knew I wanted to do. And I didn't start to do it until I was 45. And I would encourage every one of you to not wait that long to do what you want to do. Do it incrementally. You do it one day at a time. Okay, so as you go about kind of plotting through life goals and career goals, I wouldn't worry about 20 years too much. I would stay kind of current with what you know about yourself now. It's fine to plan, but things change. And they change all the time, and situations and circumstances change. And of course, adapting to change is really what life is about, because the only constant in this life is change. That's the only constant. So to understand what you're about and what you're really trying to accomplish, you're going to make lefts and rights and put yourself in reverse a number of times. You're going to hit walls. You're going to bounce off. And hopefully come up fighting and standing and so forth and so on. Making broad statements, education, general education, after school, these are all great things. When you add a why to a statement that you make, this is a little bit now about interviewing everybody, okay? When you add a why to a statement, and again, the handouts I'll give you reflect a lot of this stuff, but it gives it a little bit more power. It makes it realize that you've actually thought this through, because there's anybody can say they want to do anything, right? But it gets a lot more power when you give it a why, because then somebody realizes that you thought it through. You always want to give a tangible example to any statement that you make. It's absolutely critical that you do this as you go about engaging people in what you're trying to convince them that matters to you. Anybody ever see a late night infomercial? About anything? Anybody ever see the knives?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those like magic knives. Yeah. Actually, one project I did this summer for the business curriculum that we do is I wanted to find like the most outrageous, misleading infomercials that I could find. And one of them was magic knives, and there was this one that was like a hearing aid that you're supposed to be able to hear things far away, but it doesn't make any sense because you wouldn't be able to differentiate one thing from the other. And then I get the feedback that my students thought that this was like awesome. They're like, "Oh, those things are awesome." I'm like, wasn't quite what I intended, but they did have fun.
So, but what's the point? Did they do a good job of selling what they did?
I guess they did.
I guess they did.
Okay, so I have 4 whats. My first is to get accepted in dental school. My why is to know that when I complete my year in AmeriCorps, I will help continue my personal goals in helping others. My 4th what is to travel and work pro bono. My why is because that is what pushed me through college, and to know that I can help those who have no one else to turn to.
Cool. Awesome. Which one would you put first, just today? You're not signing anything in blood here, just curious.
To be my number 1, to get accepted in dental school.
Okay. All right. The key for me in my win statement, in the concept of the win statement, is the word now. because it's as you know of yourself right now today. You know, what's important now to you. The biggest mistake you can make, to your point, is no action. That's the biggest mistake you can make. I will tell you that if none of you take action on some of the things that I'm sharing with you today, then this was really a waste of time. I know it all. I know all what I'm talking about. But until you guys act on it, it has no power whatsoever. Zero.